Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my journey in beauty. Today's video is my 2018 end of the year declutter. Generally do bigger declutters like this personally, or at least I haven't in the history of my channel for the 1 year I've had it. But as of lately, I'm really trying to curate my collection. I really want to only have things in my collection that I actually want to use and that work for me. So I usually do the declutter situation with my beauty trash, but since we're doing a separate video, let me tell you how my thought process works. First and foremost, expired products. That falls under health and safety. That means they're going. Second, products that don't or aren't ever going to work for me and I don't feel like I could project pan them. And three, products that I just don't like or like them enough to try and project pan them. So let's go ahead and get into this. Some of it is going to Angela and some of it is going to friends and family, but please know, other than the expired products, I am not throwing this stuff away. I will find new happy homes for all of these products because I do have a lot of women in my life. They may not wear or own as much makeup as I do, but they do like makeup enough to want to try out some new products. So let's go ahead and start with brushes. I just have a few brushes here that I'll be passing along to Angela. I have an excess of angled brushes as well as these type of bigger shader brushes or concealer brushes and like big fluffy brushes. These two actually came in the crown set that I got in my fall FabFitFun box, which in case you missed it, I'm not going to get anymore. So those are going to Angela. And then going back to Angela is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is a pretty palette and I did enjoy getting the chance to try it out. However, it did not thrill me like I thought it would when I wanted it in the past. And Angela actually does like this palette, so I'm going to give it back to her. The other thing going back to Angela is this Kat Von D 24-hour Super Brow in the shade Taupe. She tried it, didn't care for it. I definitely determined that this is not my preferred method of doing my brows, and so it's going back to Angela because she knows someone else who wants to try it, which is great. Pass it around. Everything's getting sanitized, no worries. So, and then 3 products that are also going to Angela, 2 of which you would have seen in my recent makeup I bought just because it's on sale, and they are the 2 Fit Me products, the Fit Me Blush in Peach and the Fit Me Powder in 220 Natural Beige. I think both of these are going to work really well for Angela. As I said in that previous video, this shade is not at all unique to my collection, and I asked her if she'd like to try it out because it's brand new, and she does, so that'll be great. They've already found a new home. And then the last one going to Angela is this Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Pearlescent Pink. This is a dupe for the NARS Orgasm Blush, and I have the NARS Orgasm Blush as well as a couple more duplicates that read very similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to Angela because I think it would look beautiful on her and she's keen to try it. Next, let's go ahead and talk about expired products. The first one is this Bang Beauty eyebrow or chocolate gel eyeliner, brow, whatever. This is completely dried out. And a lot of people have had that problem with this product. I wish that it was fresh and I could pass it on to somebody to make use of, but it's all dried out, so it's gonna go in the trash, unfortunately. And then a couple of expired products, and these are really bummers, but ultimately I'm not hurt over the fact that I won't use these up, but it is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and Pro Glow. I actually did like the formula of the Pro Glow, but it had a weird thing, and I believe I've heard Haley and Kat talk about it on Beauty News before, but this one, when I applied it to my face, I actually found little specks of pure white pigment on my face. It was the weirdest thing, and that happened from the time it was brand new, not after it had gone off. But this does have a funky smell to it now, and it has gone off, so it has to go in the trash. I've probably used half of this, so you know, it happens, unfortunately. These were two things that I bought right at the beginning of my journey in beauty before I realized that I really don't like full coverage foundations, and I definitely don't like full coverage matte foundations. So this one's going to find a new home, I think, and this one is definitely going in the bin because it stinks. Oh, I forgot one more product that's going to Angela. Now these are all rolling toward me. One more product that's going to Angela is my It Superhero Mascara. We're very good friends, so she doesn't mind sharing this with me. I just don't like this, and Angela really does, so I'm gonna go ahead and let her have this. It's a full-size high-end mascara, and I'd rather somebody use it than me try to find a way to make it work when I really don't care for it. And then a few things from Angela that I'm going to go ahead and declutter. The first being this Wet n Wild Color Icon Loose Pigment in Pegasus Flutter. This is really pretty, and the reason that I had accepted the product from Angela, because we always talk, we don't just like give each other stuff. We always ask, oh, you want to try this? You want to try that? Whatever. So I had originally taken this from her with the intentions of using it as a purple highlighter, which I was keen to try and see how it looks on my skin tone and everything, and it does work for that. But I went ahead and picked up the Mega Glow highlighter in Royal Calyx, which is this one right here, and it's essentially the same thing, but I maybe not obviously, but I do prefer a pressed powder for a highlight versus a loose pigment. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the loose pigment on. I have several teenagers in my life, and I think one of them will definitely make use of it if I don't throw it and break it first. And then the next thing from Angela that I'm going to go ahead and pass on is this Milani Must Have Naturals. You would have seen this in, I think, my first round of throwing shade, just one shade. Number one, it's broken, which is not a big deal, but these cool tone neutrals are not whatsoever unique to my collection, and I actually think I have a friend who would really enjoy this in spite of it being broken. This is a really, really easy product to work with, and I did love the look that came out of this, but like I said, this is not unique to my collection, so it's just gonna hang around, and I'd rather somebody else make use of it. And the last thing I'll be decluttering that I got from Angela is the Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush Shenanigans in Blushing Bride. Herein lies the problem. This is a really pretty shade, and I wish that, oh no, not on my white shirt. It's crumbling. So when I received this from Angela in a swap, it arrived broken. And so I did go ahead and repress it, but you can see here, no pigment will come off. I don't know if I pressed it too firmly. That's quite possible. It could be that it's a hard, fairly dry formula to begin with, that when I added rubbing alcohol to it to repress it, it just, I don't know what it did. It's almost like it's hard pan, but it's also kind of crumbling around the edges, and it's really unfortunate. I'll see if maybe, I don't know. It doesn't pick up on a brush or anything, so the only thing I can think of is to trash the product and maybe save this little compact for a future project pan where I might want to repress something into something like that. And then just briefly talking about a few BoxyCharm products that I'm decluttering. I have mentioned them in other videos, but I've yet to actually declutter them, so I wanted to mention them now. The first one is the Pure Sculptor palette. This just isn't a product for me. These bronzer shades are pretty dark, and not only that, they just don't blend very well. I'm more than willing to go in light-handed, but it ended up looking, I mean, I think they're both also pretty cool toned, so when I went in, it really just looked like my face was dirty, and I'm not willing to do that. And then these highlighters are pretty nice, but again, not unique to my collection. So I will give this to a friend or a family member piecemeal if they only want the highlighters, whatever, I don't care. This puppy's going. And then we've already talked about the infamous Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette. You guys know that I don't like this at all, and it is going. My daughter Hannah wants this just to play with, so it's going to her. And then the last BoxyCharm product, I'm not for sure why I held on to this for so long, but this is the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette. I think it would be great for a person of a darker skin tone than me, and I have a few people in mind. And I think part of why I kept it is because it is such a nice palette. I like this packaging and everything, and it is pleasing to the eye when you look at it, but these are way too dark and way too foiled on my skin to do anything other than make me look like a Neapolitan ice cream cone. So, and the pans, I don't need to use these as an eyeshadow. I'd rather somebody else get some enjoyment out of those. Next, I have a concealer. I think I've talked about this in another video. I don't know whatever possessed me to purchase this shade of concealer. I think I really just based it off of my thought of what my skin tone was and didn't even really look at the product in there. Not only is it not my shade, but it definitely wouldn't be brightening, would it? So this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer. I do think it feels like a nice formula, but this is in light medium, neutral 4-5. So again, I have people who are much more tan or darker skin tone than me in my life, so I'm sure somebody can make use of it because it's brand new. I just swatched it and I knew it wasn't going to work for me. Next is the Cella Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. This is another BoxyCharm product that's going. So, that happens. But I have a friend who I gave the last one that I had of this. I received one of these in Ipsy as well and passed it on to a friend. It just, again, this type of pomade is not my jam for doing my brows. And she loved it, and so I think she would love to have a backup of it as well. And then, before we get to lippies, I do have the Janta Blue eyeliner in the shade Charcoal. This does not transfer onto the waterline or the tight line, which is all I would use it for. It's very dry, even after sharpening it, etc. It was from BoxyCharm, and it's gonna go. And while we're on the subject of BoxyCharm, let's go ahead and get into the lippies. So the first one is the Beauty Creations Longwear Matte Lip Gloss. I'm going to link my BoxyCharm Lippy, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly video in case you guys want more information on any of these products. This is in the shade Kiss Me, but this stuff smells like fruit and rubber, and I can't do the smell. It is a pretty color, but it also isn't a great formula. So that one's going. Then I have the Laga Lip Clouds in the shade Storm, also from BoxyCharm. This product is super dark. Definitely not my jam. And I do have a similar shade, but that is slightly lighter in a formula that I prefer. So that one's going to go. And then this one I've had for so long, and I just keep hanging on to this. And I don't know why. I'm not ever going to use it. I spoke in my BoxyCharm video, the Lippy video that I referenced, that maybe I would use it as like a pop of shine on a more neutral lip, this kind of thing. I'm just not going to use this, and I think it is really pretty for someone who does like metallic lips, and so I'm going to pass it on. But this is the Pretty Vulgar My Lips Are Sealed liquid lipstick in the shade Weeping Willow, and it is really pretty. It's just not for me. And then the last BoxyCharm lippy that's going away is the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in the shade Punked Matte, and this is the infamous gray lipstick from my channel. So, you know, who is, I mean, I know there's some of you out there that wear a gray lippy, but not this girl right here. And then I have a few here from Wet n Wild. One is from Angela. It's the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Coral Corruption. This has gone off. It's very chunky and it's starting to have kind of a different smell to it. So that one's gonna go. That goes with the expired products. And then this one, again, falls under the category of whatever possessed me to get this, other than, you know, I'm nuts. But this is the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Nudie Patootie. Does this not look like death in a bottle? I mean, if it's your favorite shade, rock on with your bad self. But for me, it's almost the shade of my skin tone. And I'm not going to use it, and it's brand new. I've only swatched it, so it's going to go to somebody who wants it. And then the last two, this was again a complete waste of money on my part. I ordered two of the Wet n Wild Color Icon lip glosses. These are from their Zodiac collection. This is Aquarius and this is Leo. Leo actually has a lot of glitter in it, which you can probably see, and you can also feel it on your lips. And then this Aquarius shade also has micro glitter in it, but you can't really feel the glitter. But the bottom line is I don't like the formula of either of these. They feel really greasy on the lips, and that's not what I'm looking for when it comes to lip gloss, because it does tend to then escape my lip line when it's so emollient and almost greasy, like coconut oil greasy, if that makes sense. So that is it. That is my end of 2018 declutter. I feel relieved. I really combed through my collection and just asked myself, like, do you need this? Is this a duplicate? Things like that. And I feel like a weight has been lifted, that all of these products will be going to good homes where they will be used, accepting the expired products. And so I hope you enjoyed this little declutter, and I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!